folks. How you doing? How are you? This is the 19th, I believe the 19th of August, or 18th of August, excuse me. I'm getting a day ahead of myself. 18th of August, 2017. This is the American Liberty Radio podcast for your day. How are you? Are you good? Are you smiling? Did you wake up, put your feet on the floor? Because I did, and I'm pretty grateful. You know, it's like, yeah, just, I mean, it's an excellent day when you wake up and look in the mirror. You know, depending. No, I'm just kidding. I look in the mirror and my reflection screams, I'm just kidding. Anyway. Lots going on today. Lots happening. I'll go to my go-to site over here for news and headlines and all of that. And just all the stupidity that you see from the mainstream media is just incredibly stupid. Digital activists slam tech firms for banning neo-Nazi websites. Electronic Frontier Foundation warns against dangerous censorship. This is from Zero Hedge, the 18th of August, 2017. A social media and internet company scrambled to ban or otherwise cut ties with extremist and far-right wing websites like the neo-Nazi Daily Stormer, which were unceremoniously dropped by the likes of GoDaddy, Google, and security firm Cloudflare earlier this week after helping to organize last week's deadly Unite the Right rally in Charlottesville. A prominent nonprofit has come forward to defend them. Excuse me. The Electronic Frontier Foundation, or EFF, best known for its activism surrounding net neutrality, has a simple message. Even though you don't agree with their message, banning people from the internet is a slippery slope, which is why it called on domain name companies like Google and GoDaddy to draw a hard line and not remove or suspend websites based solely on their content. Quoted by Reuters, Cindy Cohn, EFF CEO, wrote in a blog post that, quote, "We strongly believe that what GoDaddy, Google, and Cloudflare did here was dangerous," unquote. In a blog post, the EFF argued that the power to decide what is and isn't appropriate for the internet is too important to entrust to any company or government. Okay. It's not that long of an article, but I'm going to share that on American Liberty Radio podcast. I don't like certain things. My pet peeve is ignorance. That's number one off the list, or number one on the list. My primary pet peeve is ignorance. That's number one. Another one is ignoring the obvious, basically. Coincides with number one. And number three is people that just don't want to understand. And there's a way, seriously, there is a way for people to discuss and debate issues. We know this. We understand this. It's out there. We understand how to debate and discuss issues without climbing over the table and beating the crap out of one another. Okay? I'll look at it this way. I'll debate Russian President Vladimir Putin all day long. I don't agree with his politics. Never have, never will. But that doesn't mean I'm going to climb over the table and beat the snot out of the guy. You know? It comes down to really common sense. What do you like? What don't you like? Don't go around the things you don't like and cater to the things you do like. But then you got that separation, which is fundamental in all societies. In all humanity. There is always, as I said yesterday on my podcast, there's always going to be conflict. Always, 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 always. Why? It basically breaks down to the misinterpretation of the information available and ego. That's what it breaks down to. I mean, here is something very stupid from yesterday, 17th of August, 2017, from Adon Salazar at Infowars.com. Vice, which is a website, says, quote, let's blow up Mount Rushmore, unquote. Alt-left outlet calls for terror attack on National Monument. The left-leaning website Vice quickly changed the headline and deleted a related tweet Thursday after calling for Mount Rushmore to be blown up. Yeah. I mean, I'm going to put that on American Liberty Radio podcast. Do you understand what's going on here? Has nothing to do with, I mean, what is happening and what has happened in Charlottesville, Virginia, and elsewhere in the United States has nothing to do with common sense. Absolutely nothing. Nothing to do with common sense. Has everything to do with misinterpreting information that is available and ego. That's what it is. And I don't really care who wants to disagree with that. If you break it down to the very basic of understanding of the capabilities and abilities to understand, that's what you'll see. I mean, unless you have a different argument that would coincide with the fact that information out there is being misinterpreted and egos are being hurt and bruised, and therefore you get asshats in the South tearing down Robert E. Lee statues. Okay. It just goes to show the stupidity of the United States. It goes to show you that people are going to be stupid no matter what. And when I say stupid, I'm talking completely dumber than a wall. They don't want to know. They don't care to know. They don't want to know history. They don't want any of it. They don't care. All they care about is their damn sports. Their all of that. They just don't care. They don't care about how directly affected they are by the indiscriminate, or I should say the complete chaos that is ensuing in the United States of America. They don't care. What has happened in the past 10 to 12 to 16, 15, 20 freaking years of the last several presidents with the protest and all of that is indirectly affecting those that don't care about politics, that don't care about what's happening. It's indirectly affecting them. And then, when it does directly affect them, they're like, how come no one ever stuck up for me? How come no one ever, helped me, and helped us? And are you waiting for a flash of lightning and a savior to pop out of the sky for some damn reason? How about getting up your ass and going out and protecting yourself in your neighborhood? Go out and help your coworkers and do what you have to do to protect the United States of America. Oh, but you don't care. You'd rather watch ESPN. So there you go. Someone years ago once told me, well, geez, you indict everybody, don't you? I said, yeah. Until they can realize just how stuck in the mud and in their rut they truly are. And then when they reach out a hand, I'll help them. And I'm helping you now. Here's the information. This is what's happening. There's your helping hand. I tossed you the life preserver. Or that, little donut thing you see on the side of the ship, so where they throw them out to people in the water. Grab onto that, I'll pull you in. If you don't, I don't know, well, ain't nothing I can say. In other words, folks, it's not a bad thing to ask for help, but it's also the stupidest thing not to stick up for yourself and defend your own property and your own life and your own things in life. I mean, it's called common sense, folks. It's called defending yourself. It's called, this is what your God-given rights are all about, and this is why the Founding Fathers put in there the First Amendment, the Second Amendment, and everything that protects you and your God-given rights. The government never gave you the rights. They took them from you in some way, shape, or form and are now selling them back to you as privileges. So I don't want to hear it anymore. You either get up off your ass and go out and defend yourself and start doing what you need to do to protect your family, your coworkers, your home, your neighborhood, your state, city, county, and the United States, or you're going to have a Muslim at your door wanting to do some bad things to your family. I'm talking Muslim jihadists, the terrorists. That are currently in the United States, by the way, folks. Yeah, there's terror cells all over the United States. Go to startpage.com, type in terror cells in U.S. Go ahead, and you'll find a whole bunch of them. Actually, the FBI has a list of them and where they're at. The CIA helped fund them. Yes. No, just go do your homework. You'll find out I'm right. And if I'm wrong, let me know. Thank you. But the fact of the matter is that this is going on. This is happening. This is there. This is here's here's my thought. Why isn't anyone seeing this other than myself? There's a hell of a lot of other people seeing it, but why aren't the general population seeing it? And if they do, why are they turning a blind eye to the devastation of these terror cells in the U.S.? Why? Why are you turning a blind eye to the people like George Soros or the Rockefellers or anybody of that stature that is here literally trying to destroy the United States of America? Why? I don't get it. Moving on, as I ranted for the last 13 minutes. Sorry. I wanted to get into some news here before that, so here we go. Let me change gears and direction here. Jerome Corsi, Infowars.com, 18th of August, 2017. White House prepares Arpaio pardon for Trump's signature. Will Trump travel to Phoenix rally on Tuesday without pardoning Arpaio? Infowars.com has learned the White House counsel has prepared, at the request of President Trump, a pardon for former Maricopa County Sheriff Joe Arpaio that is ready for Trump to sign. The question is whether President Trump will sign the pardon now before traveling to Phoenix for a rally at the Phoenix Convention Center on Tuesday, May 22nd, or did they say May 22nd? This is from August 18th today, folks, 2017. That just is weird. Or if the president will sign it at all. On Monday, August 14th, Trump retweeted a Fox and Friends article headlined, quote, "Trump seriously considering a pardon for Sheriff Joe Arpaio, a signal to Trump's base that he did not intend to travel to Arizona for Tuesday's rally without having first pardoned Arpaio, or even that Trump might use the Tuesday rally as a stage for which to sign the pardon with Arpaio present on stage." This article the dates are confusing here. Did it already happen? Did it not already happen? I don't know. So let me do this, folks. It's Jerome Corsi, Infowars.com, 18th of August, 2017. So let me go check this out here. Politico is saying, I'll put that one up. Trump, I'm seriously considering pardoning Joe Arpaio. This is from, let me look here, the 14th of August, 2017. So let me put that one up. That's not as confusing as the other one. Yeah, the editors over at Infowars better do their job a little bit better. So anyway, when you look around, when you examine people just on your own, you don't have to be political or religious or whatever. You just examine people. Just watch people. Best place to go to watch people is the mall. Now, just look at people. Just examine people. Just examine people, because you don't really have to be an expert at anything. You don't have to, it's not, just watch people. That's all you got to do. Just watch people. And when you put your focus on people who are different than you, or at least from your perspective, they're different than you because you wouldn't do the things they do or say the things they say, let me ask you a question. What do you think they're thinking about you? That's one aspect to look at. But when you're out watching people, you go to the mall, you walk around, you're just going to the bank, whatever it is you're doing, you're just watching people. Just look at people, casually look at them. Don't stand there and stare at them. That's kind of freaky. But you just watch people. And you're going to find out they're not that much different than you. And you're going to find out that they have just as many questions as you do. And one of the things that I found, from my perspective, is that when someone does not or is not doing what I believe should be done for the right reasons, that makes me question their motives. Well, don't you think you should be questioning people's motives? Well, they do what they do and blah, blah, blah. Well, yeah, I know that. I know that they do what they do, and that's just the way it is, and all of that. But, hang on. At what point do you put that judgment upon yourself? Now, I know that's deep. That's some deep stuff. I'm getting deep this morning. That's some deep stuff. In other words, would you indict your own self for doing something wrong for the quote-unquote greater good? Probably not, because you think that your passion is to change things, but if you commit a violent act to do that for the greater good, where is your indictment of yourself? Where's your ethics? Where's your morals? It's one of those things where you just got to question yourself and your actions. And if you yourself question your own actions, what do you think other people are doing? Video or I should say, videos, more than one. CNN and MSNBC wonder if Spain attack was inspired by Charlottesville. Quote, there will be questions about copycats, unquote. Steve Watson, Infowars.com, 18th of August, 2017. In what critics have described as a bizarre twist of logic, CNN and MSNBC spent what little airtime they chose to devote to another major terrorist attack in Europe to posing the question of whether Islamic jihadists were actually influenced by the events in Charlottesville. Regardless of the fact that vehicular attacks have been promoted and encouraged for years by ISIS propagandists, the networks seriously asked whether the latest horrific attack, which killed 14 people and injured hundreds, was a copycat of the incident in Virginia. Well, that's a good question. I would have to say that when you look at the connections that the Islamic jihadists and ISIS and all of that have with the CIA, I'm wondering, I have to question motives, and I have to question the integrity of our own governmental departments. I have to. It is what it is. Excuse me. Holy crap. There went the coffee. A liberal threw boiling hot coffee on Infowars.com founder Alex Jones Friday as he attempted to film a live report about a terror attack in Barcelona. I mean, that's just the way it is. You've got people out there committing violent acts against people who are... There's a video involved in this, so I'm going to put this on American Liberty Radio podcast. You got people out there committing violent acts against people who are wanting peace, freedom, liberty, and security. But here's the thing. It's been twisted. It's been turned. It's been literally manipulated to look like those people that want peace, freedom, liberty, and security for the nation and for other people, it makes them look like the terrorists. It makes them look like the alt-right or whatever the hell you want to call it. I hope this guy gets arrested. I hope he gets sued. I hope he loses his job. I hope he loses his family and everything else he has. Why? Because that's a violent act perpetrated upon someone who has free speech. Whether or not you like Alex Jones, I don't really care. It's the free speech aspect of this. It's the free press aspect of this. And the prime example is Pete Santilli still sitting in a prison in Nevada. Okay? Prime example. And I'm not going to call it the alt-left, alt-right. I'm not going to call it that. I'm going to call it what it is. The Progressive Party. And I'm going to lump a hell of a lot of people in that on both the right and the left. And I'm going to say this. You are nothing but a pathetic waste of space, you Progressive Party members, because all you want is to destroy the fabric of the peace, freedom, liberty, and security of this nation. And you're going to do everything you can by hiring people at $25 an hour to go and become a crowd and protest against it. You are pathetic. And this man that threw could have been anybody, but this man chose to throw boiling hot coffee on Alex Jones. Do you see the violence erupting here? Alex Jones, at Real Alex Jones on Twitter, said, and it's a video, I'm attacked with boiling hot coffee on the streets of Seattle. Skip to 3:40 to see it. 3 minutes, 40 seconds to see it. Man refuses to call, MSM refuses to call Spain attacks Islamic terrorism. I'm going to say this. I'm going to put this out here, and I'm going to indict each and every single one of these networks in the United States of America with this indictment. You are in support of the creation of and the engagement of violent acts by jihadist groups, Muslim jihadist, radical Muslim jihadist groups, whatever they are, BLM, which is Black Lives Matter, any group that is supported and funded by George Soros, the mainstream propaganda media, or MSM, mainstream media, is now the enemy of the free people of the United States of America. You guys are in support of creating chaos in the United States for the sole purpose of divide and conquering everything so that you think you're going to be in a position of power. Once the globalists and the New World Order operatives are done with you, MSM, you're done. They're going to throw you out like yesterday's trash. So you better think about who you actually work for. Okay? There's always going to be conflict. I can sit and debate and discuss and listen to other people's views. But at the end of that discussion, if I'm being accused of something, or there are claims against what I'm talking about, or if there are assertions or accusations or anything of that nature against me by the other person I'm debating, I'm going to do two things. One, I'm going to tell them to prove it, throw their stuff and their information onto the table of debate, and we'll talk about it, and I'll tell them everything they want to know. Or if they sit there and use this lame-ass excuse of, I don't have to prove anything to anybody, then I've got one response to you. Get the hell up and get out of here. Just leave. Your points are moot, and you have no intelligence whatsoever to sit down and have a decent debate with anybody. That's just the way it is. I remember years ago, when I was in high school, years ago, quite a few years ago now. And I'd walk around in the school, between classes and stuff. And I'd wander into debate classes. I'd wander into theater classes. I'd wander with friends of mine. And I'd discuss things for like 5 minutes with, and I remember the debate teacher, or the debate coach actually, of my high school. I talked to him for about 5 minutes. My friend was there, and he's going, you ought to be on a debate team. I said, no, that's okay. Because he knew I was right. And many years later, people can debate me, and I can put the information on the table and lay it right there and say, here's what I've got. I'm not telling you to believe it. I'm asking you and encouraging you to go look this stuff up. I don't want to debate it anymore. I know what's true. I'm just giving you what I'm looking at, and I know the facts of it. Here, you go check it out. There is no debate. I'm done debating people. Been that for years. Been that way for years for me. I'm done debating people. I know I'm right. Don't accuse me of being wrong or a conspiracy theorist without putting your stuff on the table. And don't give me this crap from Snopes. That place has already been debunked 100 times over. But no, there's always going to be conflict, folks. There's always going to be conflict. Always, 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 always. I go to break. This is American Liberty Radio Network. AmericanLibertyRadio.weebly.com. The reality underneath the honesty. LiveTruthRadio.com. Check out Late Night in the Midlands with your host Michael Vera at LateNightInTheMidlands.com, Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. Go to LateNightInTheMidlands.com. The world as we know it has been turned upside down. The leaders are faced with possible annihilation from their enemies. The United States is at the brink of a total collapse. This is the reality we live in. What can be done? The truth, the facts. American Liberty Radio Network. AmericanLibertyRadio.weebly.com.
Sharing the truth one fact at a time, without all the BS. This is the American Liberty Radio Network.
This is Wayne S. Pierce from the American Liberty Radio Network. Your contributions to American Liberty Radio Network are very important to us. Please consider contributing to American Liberty Radio Network. You can go to AmericanLibertyRadio.weebly.com. Click on the sponsors page and consider advertising on the network or donating to the network. Become a patron or donate through PayPal. AmericanLibertyRadio.weebly.com. Hey folks, how you doing? Welcome back. Yes. AmericanLibertyRadio.weebly.com is the website. AmericanLibertyRadio.weebly.com. If you have any questions, please ask. I mean, ask me anything you want. No question is off limits. If I don't know, I'll tell you I don't know. It's pretty simple. AmericanLibertyRadio@USA.com. AmericanLibertyRadio@USA.com. Hey, I do voiceover work, folks, so hire me. If you got something going on and you need an extra voice or you need a main voice, hey, I am here. Check me out. AmericanLibertyRadio@USA.com. AmericanLibertyRadio@USA.com is the email address. And, yeah, there you go. So, yeah. Let's move on to some other stuff. 18th of August, 2017, Fox News is reporting case against Wasserman Schultz. Ex-IT aide expands with 4-count indictment, charges allege financial crimes by Awan and wife. The federal case against Imran Awan, a former IT aide for Democratic Florida Rep Debbie Wasserman Schultz, expanded Thursday with an indictment on 4 counts, including conspiracy and making false statements. He originally was charged with a single bank fraud count. His wife, Hina Alvi, also was indicted Thursday. The grand jury decision in the U.S. District Court for the District of Columbia comes roughly a month after Awan was arrested at Dulles Airport in Virginia trying to board a plane to Pakistan, where his family is from. Let me put that on American Liberty Radio Network or American Liberty Radio Podcasts on Facebook. The whole idea of what the elites are doing to this country is to basically destroy freedom. That's basically it. James George Dutrass, Strategic Culture Foundation, 18th of August 2017, Death of a Nation, U.S. in the midst of violent communist revolution. Yes, if you look back in history and you look and compare both what's happening now to the Russian Revolution or the Communist Revolution back years ago, you'll see it. Every living nation needs symbols. They tell us who we are as one people, in what we believe, and on what basis we organize our common life. This fact seems to be very clear to the current leadership in Russia, particularly to President Vladimir Putin, in restoring and reunifying a country rent by 3 generations of red and white enmity to achieve a national synthesis. Yeah, the big $3 college words there. Whoever wrote this needs to thank you, James. I appreciate it. With regard to things spiritual, this means, first of all, the world historic reunification of the Russian Orthodox Church between the Moscow, it's between Moscow and the U.S. with the Russian Orthodox Church in New York. It also meant the rebuilding of the Cathedral of Christ the Savior, dynamited by the communists in 1931, not coincidentally the recent target for discretion by degenerates hailed by Western democracy advocates. Civic and military symbols matter as well. After 1991, there were those who wanted landmarks of the communist era to be ruthlessly expunged, the way the Bolsheviks had themselves sought in Solzhenitsyn's description, to rub out the age-old face of Russia and to replace it with a new ersatz Russia image. Instead, wisdom prevailed. The national anthem adopted in 2001 retains the Soviet melody, but with new lyrics written by Sergei Mikhailov, I believe. Sorry, Sergei. Who, with Gabriel L. Registan, had penned the original lyrics in 1944. Lenin and Stalin are out. God is in. The old capital is again St. Petersburg, but the surrounding district still bears the name Leningrad. The red star marks Russia's military aircraft and vehicles, while the blue St. Andrew's cross flies over the fleet. The red stars, likewise, are still atop the Kremlin's tower, while the Smolensk icon of Christ once again graces the Savior Gate. The red banner that was hoisted triumphantly on the Reichstag in 1945 is carried on Victory Day. The remains of exiled white commanders like Anton Denikin and Vladimir Kapel were repatriated and reburied at home with honor. If you want to read the rest of this, you can. American Liberty Radio Podcast on Facebook. So let's see. Let's take a look at some other things. Russia has been in the midst of like a rebirth of just humanity. And this goes prior. This goes back prior to the election of Vladimir Putin, because this goes a long way back, right? Excuse me. Wow, this goes back a long way. Prior to Vladimir Putin, prior to all that. Vladimir Putin assumed office on the 7th of May, 2012, preceded by Dmitry Medvedev. In office, he was 7th of May, 2000 to 2008. This goes down and shows this is Vladimir Putin. Okay. He's former KGB. In 1975, Putin joined the KGB and trained at the 401st KGB school in Leningrad. Okay, so he's former KGB. First premiership on the 9th of August, 1999, Putin was appointed one of 3 first deputy prime ministers, and later on that day was appointed acting prime minister of the government of Russia Federation by President Yeltsin. Remember him? Boris Yeltsin? Yeltsin also announced that he wanted to see Putin as his successor. Still later on that same day, Putin agreed to run for the presidency. 1999 to 2000 acting presidency. On the 31st of December 1999, Yeltsin unexpectedly resigned, and according to the Constitution of Russia, Putin became acting president of the Russian Federation. On assuming this role, Putin went on a previously scheduled visit to Russian troops in Chechnya. Remember, they were going through some stuff back then as well. There's a lot about Putin. The guy's smart. I don't like his politics, but he's at least human enough and has humanity as a basis of example to treat people with respect. I don't like his politics, but I respect the man. I may not agree with a lot of the stuff that he does, but I respect him, okay? You don't have to agree with someone and to respect someone. You can disagree with them all you want, but if they respect you for who you are, and I think there should be something there, you know what I'm saying? Let me move on to something else. Cambril's terrorists were heavily armed. Spanish officer single-handedly kills 4 jihadists in second terror attack. A heroic police officer killed 4 terrorists single-handedly in a shootout in Cambril's after jihadis rammed a van into pedestrians just hours after the horror in the heart of Barcelona. The final suspect attempted to flee on foot before being gunned down by officers nearby in a nearby park. Yeah, so, I said it yesterday, I reiterated it today. There is always going to be conflict because of the misunderstanding, misinterpretation of information available and ego. That's just basically it. That's just basically it. For me, my perspective is this. If you're going to go cause problems, and this is directly to these people that went to Charlottesville, Virginia, if you're going to cause problems and you wake up in the morning and you gather your friends together and say, we're going to go protest, you're freaking stupid. Because damn well somebody's going to come out and protect themselves and their neighborhood. You know this. Why are you even stepping out of your house to go create chaos? It's just stupid. Now, on the other side of that, I should say, when you get, groups that are hiring through Craigslist, you go look this up, crowds for hire. When you got people like George Soros, where money is no object, and he'll pay $25 an hour for you to go out and be a protester and go out and protest against whatever, yeah, then I think your credibility has just been thrown out the door. Well, your credibility was thrown out the door when you decided to go out and protest against peace, freedom, liberty, and security anyway. So why not just take it to the next step, get paid for it, and then really ruin your whole life? It's just completely stupid. Just completely stupid. I just don't get it, folks. I don't understand it. I don't. I've known people when I was living in California that said, we have to do this and we have to do that. And they're talking about bringing military out onto the streets to fight, to defend neighborhoods and to fight to drug cartels and doing all that. And I'm like, excuse me? Transparency here, folks. When I was a teenager, yeah, I did a lot of stupid stuff, and I think we all did when we were teenagers. And we get up, we grow older, and we look back in our lives and we're going, that was really stupid. I should have listened to my mom and dad. That was really stupid. We can do that. We can look at ourselves in the mirror and go, yeah, my teenage years was really stupid. I did a lot of dumb things, okay? But back then, we thought life was pretty much... Excuse me, I got that phlegmy crap going on again. Back then, we thought that we were just invincible, and we thought that nothing could hurt us, and we thought that we had everything under control. Well, besides that, on top of all that, we thought we knew everything, and we don't. I don't care. Teenagers, you little 14-year-old brat, you don't know shit. I'm just like my brother told me when I was younger. You don't know nothing. Just listen to your parents, go to school, keep your nose, clean, keep out of trouble. I pretty much, you can get whatever you want in life if you don't screw up. You know what I'm saying? So that's just the way it is. I was 14 and was doing dumb stuff. That's why I say 14-year-olds. Okay. So anyway, my point is, we did a lot of stupid stuff. We grow up, we realize what's going on. We realize how just completely immature we really were. And this is why I say the conflict is there, because of the misinterpretation of the information available and ego. Yeah, go check. Let me help you understand that. What is ego? Let's go there, shall we? Dictionary.com. I like that place. Well, apparently it's not working for me. So I will just do this. Let's go to the search engine and plug in ego, and let's see where it goes from there. Ego. One of three constructs in Sigmund Freud's structural model of the psyche. Not psychic, psyche. Okay? Egoism, let's go there, is an ethical theory that treats self-interest as the foundation of morality. That's egoism. Okay? That's egoism. Okay? Let's go to freedictionary.com, because obviously dictionary.com doesn't work. So let's go here. Ego, the conscious and permanent subject of all physical experiences, whether held to be directly known or the product of reflective thought, opposed to non-ego. Okay. Now remember, egoism is the doctrine of certain extreme adherents or disciples of Descartes, whatever, I don't know, and Johann Gottlieb Fichte, which finds all the elements of knowledge in the ego and the relations which it implies or provides for. Simply put, you think for yourself. Excessive love and thought of self, the habit of regarding oneself as the center of every interest, selfishness, opposed to altruism. Ooh, what is altruism? I'm giving you all these definitions, folks, and literally you really have to, yeah. Let's find out what altruism is. Regard of others, both natural and moral, devotion to the interest of others, brotherly kindness, opposed to egoism and selfishness. So there you go, folks. Judge for yourself. Look this up. Go to freedictionary.com or any other place where you get your definitions. Merriam-Webster-Dictionary.com. It doesn't matter. Go look it up. That's for you, man. That's free gratis. Thank you. and before I go on, I've only got a few minutes here, but before I go on, let me remind you that American Liberty Radio Network is here for you, and we want you to be informed. Sharing the truth one fact at a time without all the BS. That's what we do. And I'll promote you left and right if you have a show similar to that, or, InfoWars or Late Night in the Midlands or Distorted Reality or Michael Savage or any number of, Live Truth Radio, whatever it is. I'll promote you for free. Promotions are free around here. But if you're going to advertise on the network, that's going to be a benefit for both of us. So consider advertising on American Liberty Radio Network. All the information is on the website at AmericanLibertyRadio.weebly.com. AmericanLibertyRadio.weebly.com. Go to the sponsors page. Everything is right there. Hey, if you don't want to advertise, there's a couple of buttons down there you can just click and donate to the, to the network. So thank you. AmericanLibertyRadio.weebly.com. Click on the sponsors page. And all the information is right there. If you have any questions, email me. That's all you got to do. I'll answer them. Quote, people must open their eyes to new reality, unquote. Experts to RT in wake of Barcelona carnage. Quote, each month we're discovering that this could happen in a new country, in a new place, in a new town. The RT is reporting this on the 18th of August 2017. High-profile acts of terrorism similar to those in Spain on Thursday night is effectively a new reality in the modern world, and no country can ensure enough protection against it, security experts told RT in the aftermath of the Barcelona attacks. The terrorist attack left 13 people dead and 100 injured when a van was deliberately driven into pedestrians on La Rambla, one of Barcelona's most popular and overcrowded boulevards. 7 people were injured in the separate attack in a town of Cambrils, 120 kilometers away. The Barcelona carnage is yet another incident in a growing string of lone wolf attacks that have ripped through major European cities over the past 2 years. Nice, Berlin, London, Stockholm have all suffered attacks of this kind, indicating that all-around security may have become a luxury in today's world. I have to admit that we, the United States of America, and every city in it, is not immune from these types of attacks. I don't care if you got the military in the cities. I don't care if you've got police, every single police officer and SWAT team on the streets. We are not immune from these types of attacks. I'll give you a prime example. Okay? Prime example. Alex Jones was attacked by somebody. A liberal terrorist attacks Alex Jones with hot coffee. That's on American Liberty Radio podcast. Why? Because he's a jerk-off. That's why. Because he doesn't like peace, freedom, and security. That's why. because he would rather have tyranny, communism, fascism, whatever brand of totalitarianism you want to use in the United States. This single person attacked another human being for the sake of destroying peace, freedom, liberty, and security in this nation. Now, other people would argue, well, he has a right to do that. No, he doesn't. He has a right to free speech, free expression, all of that, freedom of press. He could have written a blog. No, he chose the opportunity after seeing Alex Jones on the streets to go and throw hot boiling coffee in his face. He chose to attack something different than what his philosophies truly were. His political philosophies were. And that's why I'm indicting everyone. I'm putting it out there right now. I am condemning and denouncing each and every person who is against peace, freedom, liberty, and security in this nation. Who is on the edge of, right there at the start, at the line, where all they have to have is the opportunity to attack people like you and I who want peace, freedom, liberty, and security. So from now on, I don't want to hear from those people because they oppose peace, freedom, liberty, and security. But what about a debate? What about sitting down and actually bringing all of that to a debate and to the debate table and bringing the information and showing different views? Great, let's do it. But if you're going to sit there and attack me physically or verbally and not have anything to back up what you're saying, I'm not even going to... No curse words are worth your existence. That's just the way it is. There's always going to be conflict because of the fact that there is misinterpretation of the information available and ego. I got a healthy ego, man. I'm an actor. I spend a lot of time on stage. I spend a lot of time doing stuff. And, I have a healthy ego. But the fact of the matter is I don't oppose someone to the point of taking the opportunity to go beat them senseless or throw hot coffee in their face. That's just completely stupid. That is violent and that is criminal. So whatever this guy does, myself personally, I hope Alex Jones clotheslines the bastard and knocks him on his ass. But that's not me. Because we have a right to defend ourselves. God-given right, not a privilege given to us by the government. And that goes around the world, by the way. So anyway, just want to sit back, relax. Speaking of coffee, I'm going to go get another cup. So here we are. American Liberty Radio. .weebly.com is the website. Go to the sponsors page if you want to sponsor the network. If you want to advertise on the network, please do. If you just want to drop a few bucks in the kitty to keep the lights on around here, that's great. There's a couple of ways to do that there on that page. AmericanLibertyRadio.weebly.com. Go to the sponsors page. You'll see it all right there. In the meantime, folks, if you have any questions, please ask. American Liberty Radio at USA.com. American Liberty Radio at USA.com. Go to AmericanLibertyRadio.weebly.com for more information. This is American Liberty Radio Network, sharing the truth one fact at a time without all the BS.